Hello, once again, and welcome back to Right Man in the Wrong Place. My name is Luke Tatum. I'm so glad that you are here, choosing to spend some of your valuable time with me. It has been a while since I've been able to record, so thank you all for your eternal patience and grace in this wild world that is YouTube side project land. So, you know me, I just like to stack up way too many things for myself to handle. But we're going to do a two-part reaction today. This is a donation request from the ineffable Vocal. Vocal is always just pitching me more stuff to check out. And I can't wait to do that. So thank you very much, Vocal. This two-parter is going to be the Arknights Endfield trailer, official release trailer called Back to Endfield, and then also the official music video for the song by STARSET called We Are Empire. So, from what I understand, I think We Are Empire is a song that STARSET wrote for this trailer, and then we get a full version of the song in another one. So, we're going to do those back to back. Trailer first. I'm excited to do this. I hope you're excited too. Thank you, as always, for being here. If you want to support the channel, head over and buy me a coffee. You can leave a donation request of your own. All right, let's do this. Okay. So we have a song sort of starting to emerge from this all kind of sci-fi aesthetic-y crazy stuff. Eh, these mobile game trailers and things tend to have this just extreme overload of like new stuff. Like I don't know what the hell's going on here. Big spaceship, cargo stuff, maybe some kind of weird crystal key thing here. Who knows? Who knows what the hell is going on? Now, if you've been on this channel for a while, you watch a lot of the stuff that I upload, you know that I have listened to some Arknights music, the first Arknights game. I have seen this new one pop up in like the Google Play Store. Yeah, I'm an Android guy. And, I haven't installed it or played it or anything. It probably wouldn't even work on my phone, to be honest. But, um, Arknights has some really cool decisions for their musical work on some of their content from the first game, and so Starset has become one of my favorite bands, like top 3 of the bands that I've discovered thanks to this channel, and uh, I just can't wait to hear how this all kind of combines. So let's keep going. Let's get to the music part, I guess. Cool. I should have probably pulled up the lyrics. The second video has lyrics from what Vocal's note says, so I won't worry too much about it. I'll just try to talk more about the trailer. Um, it's very anime. I'm gonna turn this down ever so slightly in my YouTube. Um, but the kind of like uh, spazzing out kind of character that's gonna connect these things in the last scene there. Guys, it's very silly, very anime. Um, and I have to say, like, one of the things I appreciate about the first Arknights is how sort of chill it is. It's not like 70,000 different alerts popping up like claim free crystals, claim this, claim this. Like there's a flow to it, and I don't play it actively anymore. I just kind of dabbled for a month or so, and it's off my phone, but it's cool for a gotcha type thing. It's pretty cool. I dig it. And the music is really the draw for me, really, more than the gameplay. Um, although I like tower defense and that sort of thing too. But this one, from what I understand, is more of like a base building thing. So the vibe that I get from the trailer is that we have this uh, golden black kind of crystalline substance or whatever that's some sort of valuable resource that's necessary. And so we're having to mine that or having to process that. It's kind of a satisfactory, the game, not, I'm not using the adjective satisfactory. Why is language so confusing? Like satisfactory or something where Factorio, stuff like that, where you're kind of building a process to refine or whatever this thing, whatever it is. And so, it seems fun. It seems cool. And to have such an amazing musical artist that, from what I understand, StarSet is all about the complete audio visual experience, right? The story context, the video experience, and the music experience all kind of being one thing. To have that level of commitment and dedication for a trailer for your game, that's pretty freaking awesome. So let's keep going here. I just, think I'll talk more about the trailer and kind of the game. By the way, I'm a big sucker for spreadsheets disguised as a game. Ooh, that's pretty creepy. Ooh. Cool. This is really cool. Musically, I like this kind of, you'll have to forgive me, my allergies are acting up this morning. A bunch of rain yesterday. So I like this idea of, you have this chorus, this kind of choral effect, kind of doing that thing. But then you also have the sung identifiable word vocal of "We Are Empire," but it's kind of like just the same sort of musical idea, just a little faster, right? We are Empire, right? And so it's sort of it's like a layering of the same rhythm, and it's cool. It's not a round. It's not everybody singing the exact same thing and coming in at a different time, but it's that sort of effect where you have these kind of layers of the same rhythmic idea. And I'm a big fan of that. It's StarSet. Like, I don't know the guy's name or whatever, the composer. So good though. Like, I was introducing StarSet to my sister and stuff because it's just very, very high production values. Characters seem really cool. I've seen so many anime characters in the last few years. Like, I play Fire Emblem and there's like 800 characters in those games. That's one of my favorite franchises of game. And it's just like to the point where everybody just sort of blends together. It's like, oh, it's a sword fighty guy or girl. Oh, it's the stealth assassin with a tragic backstory girl or guy. You know what I mean? I have no reason to be attached to these people at this time. But yeah, let's keep listening. This is awesome. Ooh, ooh. Mm. Ooh. I'm going to back this section up a little bit. I want to really catch that kind of transition into the extra heavy stuff. A couple of comments. The birds flying over the round, sea-based installation. It sort of reminds me of the Deus Ex Human Revolution, some of those trailers and stuff. I can't think of the name of the facility, but it's not the end of the world, but you can see it from here, sort of thing. I have never finished Mankind Divided, but Human Revolution I have played 2 or 3 times. Really good game. But nothing competes with the original Deus Ex. Not to get on a tangent about Deus Ex. Deus Ex 1, go play it. Just go play it. I will hear no arguments. Okay. Number 2 thing that I wanted to say is the direction of this trailer. You have that purple substance kind of spilling over this catastrophic, extinction level event type thing happening. Tying that in with the song, I mean, they did a really, really good job of nailing this. And so I kind of wonder how much of that is STARSET, how much of that is the team behind it. I did a reaction to, and this was just a spur of the moment thing, but I did a reaction to something from Arknights, some kind of trailer for one of their events or something, and they used very Dream Theater-y music in that one. This one is obviously very different from that, so it's nice to kind of see this broad range of musical styles being considered. I don't know, I just feel like there's a bunch of super nerds like me working on some of these projects. Yeah, this is awesome. This is really, really cool. I mean, basically, if you look at that, if you just freeze this one frame, it looks like Super Mario Sunshine, right? Ugh. Parallel worlds. The gold and black thing is really not helping with my association to Deus Ex, the modern Deus Ex games either, I guess. Oh yeah, more symphonic. Gold triangles. If you know, you know. Sick. This is sick. A lot of cool parallels being done here. Is it Amiya or whatever her name is? Oh, no, it's not. It's not. Oh, cool. Like liquid sword type of thing going on. Man, obviously there's a lot in there. There's a lot to chew on and think about and stuff. So, final thoughts on the trailer before we listen to the full song. Let's see. I like the idea of these like parallel worlds, dimensions, or whatever. There's a lot of this like passing in between some sort of barrier, borderline type thing, and the visual storytelling is definitely there. I feel like it's the kind of thing, if I play the game for 15 minutes, all of that will make a whole hell of a lot of sense. Whereas right now, I just have only the broadest of strokes as to what's going on. And maybe I'll pick up a bit more when I actually get to read the lyrics to the songs. I definitely missed most of that, other than We Are Empire and that kind of stuff. Really good. Really, really good. A cinematic trailer. This is a lesson that I think all people of my age or of a similar age, I'm 36, um, learned 25 years ago, a cinematic trailer does not a great game make. And so, sometimes the whole budget of a game goes to that sweet cinematic trailer. And like, you just don't know. I saw on the Play Store like that Enfield had a pretty rough moment out of the gate. Its ratings have gone up, I guess. It's like, I just looked at this, like 4.2 or something like that stars. And whatever, I don't know. I think that's about where the original game is, and the original game is really good. It's just not for me. You can't really automate a lot of things in the original game, and so it's something that has dragged on for me. It's like I can't dedicate. When I play a mobile game, I just want to log in for like 2 minutes. I have way too many other things to do, so I don't need to spend 25, 40 minutes a day in one of these games. Like, I'm just not going to do it. There's a 0% chance that'll happen. All right, so I'm getting up the official music video for We Are Empire, and let's do this. Let's listen to the whole thing. 6 minutes. This is cool, getting to listen to a second time on camera for one of these songs. It's kind of a unique thing, so thanks, Vocal. Okay, 2 logos of the 2 things, STARSET and Enfield. I really like this, like, this kind of distorted effect that's on that main melodic line, the do da 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 da. It kind of has this like wiggling kind of distortion, kind of pulling apart underlying it. It's not just I can't make that noise with my voice, right? But it's not just that it's hitting the notes, it's hitting the notes and the notes are breaking down. So you have this sense of like the world is falling apart and that sort of stuff just in the song. Really cool. Is that India? China? Anyone else feel like they're playing Risk right now? End of the ends. Okay, so, I'll have to pause to cover lyrics when they come up instead of getting big ideas together and going back because I'll be scrubbing the timeline too much. So, searching the dark for the way, I've definitely mentioned this at some point on the channel, but like, Arthurian legend, King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, Merlin, all that stuff. In Arthurian legend, we're going to find the Holy Grail, right? Everyone needs to find the Holy Grail, the thing of highest value, the most precious object that can be found. And so the knights are all going to go out. King Arthur's castle is surrounded by a dark forest. And so the knights are all going to go out to begin their quest. Nobody knows where to go, how to find the thing. It's really kind of a fool's errand, but go out into the world and try to find a path to lead you to the Holy Grail. And each knight leaves and he thinks, and they're asked to go into the place in the forest that seems darkest to them. Oops, I just changed the color of my keyboard. Man, I talk with my hands. But go out into the woods, the forest, the deep, dark, unknown chaos, and go to the point that seems the worst, the scariest, the darkest, the most intimidating to you. That is where you need to go. Why? What does that mean? Well, it means, it's the idea of in filth it will be found, right? The thing that you need to learn, the lesson you need to learn, the thing that you need to find, the part of yourself that you need to deal with and integrate is the shadow, the dark place, the thing that you pretend is not a part of you or whatever, right? Like there's so many layers of abstraction that you can operate on for this. But that's where you need to go. You need to go to the place that is the darkest, the place that you are ignoring and that you're afraid to go to. That is where your growth is. That is where the path lies. And if there's any chance of finding the Holy Grail, that is the only way that you will do that, because the Holy Grail is not a thing. The Holy Grail is, you know, self-transformation, individuation, these kind of things. So super cool lyric. Like bands that can let me ramble on stuff like this. Okay, mutineers. I just want to talk about that. If you have a crew with you, if you're a knight of the round table or whatever, if you have a crew with you, a squire, a party that is along for the journey, and some of them mutiny against you, those people should be removed, right? Like you can't continue on this journey of ultimate value and find the true path and obtain the most valuable thing if you're going to tolerate the parts of you or the parts of your sphere that are insufficient, right? That are not going to get you there. I've said many, many times in the last 20 years, you know, the reward of becoming like wealthy is not really so much the money, it's the person you have to become to get there, right? I don't believe in seeking wealth through shady means, right? Uh, I'm not a congressman or something like that. And so, serving your fellow men and women of the world in the best possible way, like becoming the person that you need to be to get that kind of success, is very meaningful. That's improved every area of my life to become a better business person. And such as it is here, right? In order to part with the things that are making you weak and keep only the things that make you strong, that is the path, um, that that is going to get you there. I'm not reading way too much into this. All right. How can the world be saved? They fight to feed these flames. We'll set the past on fire and rise from the ashes higher. We are empire. Okay, I know I paused a whole heck of a lot. We're just going to listen to the music for a minute here, okay? But again, Phoenix process, the burning away of the old and the sweeping away of the ashes, and the renewing vigor of parting ways with that which does not belong, right? And refining yourself, your spirit, your mission or whatever. What are we really trying to do here? So the line was, they fight to feed these flames. So they being the others, right? The opponent, they fight to feed these flames. They're trying to bring everything down that once was, but we will do the same thing, fight fire with fire, right? We also have to grow and burn away the things that do not belong in order to rise from the ashes and complete our mission. And that's cool. There's a big difference between being a, an anarchist in the sense of sowing chaos, like the colloquial version of anarchy that people believe is the meaning of the word. Anarchy just means without rulers, right? It doesn't mean chaos and Molotov cocktails and lawless violence. It just means without rulers. It means I don't accept that you, king, emperor, president, whatever. I don't believe that you have the authority over me. That's all it is. I'm a peaceful anarchist, right? And uh, to say then from all of that, we are empire. What does that mean? Because empire is an emperor, right? A supreme single ruler. We don't really have a lot of that in the modern day. You read in history books about the ancient ways of a single, divinely empowered ruler like a king or an emperor, and the idea of theocracy and all this stuff. But to say that we are empires, this leveling of the playing field, right? It's a horizontal thing. Now, I'm not going to turn this into a political lecture, but I don't believe that that is an achievable goal in a big way either. But I do believe saying, that all men are created equal, that sort of a thing, right? Like anyone is free to succeed or fail. That's the kind of freedom I believe in. Not to say that we all are going to equally judge the rightness or wrongness of every decision for the entire culture, like a communistic sort of view. That's definitely not in there. Right. First of all, it doesn't even make any sense. I'm not going to be 1/350 millionth owner of everything in the United States. That's not logistically possible for anybody to make that work. So, okay, anyway, that's enough of that rambling. Let's listen to some good music, shall we? That's ostensibly why you are here. The drum mixing, as with every STARSET song, is really good. Okay. Ooh. So everyone's a gun, everyone's a target. This whole idea, right? You may have heard the expression, or I may have brought it up on the channel before, but if all you have is a hammer, then everyone is a nail. Everything looks like a nail, right? You adapt to the circumstances that you are in, right? And so if the only talent that you have, is to say fight, like if you're a mercenary or something, you're really, really, really good at war, right? You're going to tend to find opportunities for war, for conflict, that sort of thing, because that's what you do. It's like boredom is completely repulsive to the human spirit, right? People do not like to be bored. You will find a conflict in order to avoid boredom. That is what people do. It doesn't have to be a military conflict, but some sort of, interpersonal conflict or whatnot. And so, this is the head first dive into the chaos of this whatever situation is going on in this game, right? Everyone's a gun, everyone's a target. You're a mark. It's this cutthroat dog eat dog world, and that is, the definition of chaos in some sense. It's not knowing even what to expect next, what could happen, who is the enemy, those sorts of questions. It's very unsettling. It's very hard to make any kind of forward progress in your life in that sort of scenario. War-torn countries of the world, I mean, it's the worst imaginable situation, especially if you have a family, right? But we're not afraid. I beg to differ. This is our destiny, right? To change the world, remake the world. It's the Joker, element, the the jester, the chaotic world remaker rebel. So how can the world be saved? Tell us. How can the world be saved? They fight to feed these flames. We'll set the past on fire and rise from the ashes higher. We are empire. I love the slowdown for the chorus every time. I mean, it really, really hits every time. And a lot of the past does deserve to be burned away, but a lot of it deserved to be preserved also. Jettison. I've gone to dust again. Until the end, until the end of earth, we will be there to rise after it all. Okay, we gotta get into this heavy stuff. But I have to say, it is a common trope and fallacy to think that you're going to remake the world in violence and chaos and engulf the world in a bloodbath of a period of history, French Revolution style, and that everything's going to be just hunky-dory and great after that. You can't build a foundation mixed with blood and expect it to be a pristine, clean society that you've built. You cannot do that. And it's not how it works, right? You either are moral or you're sacrificing your morals. And if you're making those kind of sacrifices, then, that's just, you can't create a moral society from immoral action. And so that line, it's an impossible line to walk in some sense. I'm not saying, oh, it's so easy, just ask me how to do it. Haha. I don't mean to say that at all. But, this is the belief of any rebel group. We're going to fight real hard. We're going to make it work. We're going to get to the better society of tomorrow. The grass is greener on the other side, that sort of a thing. And that is not how it happens. History is an interesting teacher in that way. The only just war is a defensive war. Get off my property. Get away from me. Leave me alone. Okay, I don't know what Enfield is. And so we're kind of referencing the cyclical nature of conflicts and rebellions. The three beats of war, peace, and revolution continue on forever. Yes, Gundam in das Waltz, yes. It's a Christmas movie. Go watch it. This is so good. This is a really, really good song. I really like everything about this. I really like everything about this. I have to question the political, stuff a little bit. Starset had such a talent for endings too, right? That sort of shift from this very technological, very heavy back into this piano, light touch, you know, and it almost ends. I would say that was a resolution note there at the end with the piano, but it ends in this sort of like uncertain, trepidatious sort of way, right? It's this very fragile achievement, right? And so perhaps the idea is to encapsulate the energy of the rebellion, but to leave that little note of questioning at the end. We did it. We won the war. Maybe for now, until the next thing happens. The idea of, what type of government do we have here in the colonies now, this American history? Republic if you can keep it, right? That kind of idea. Um, it's we're going to try this, but it's only the most uncertain of paths that lie before us. And I don't know. It's hard for me to know exactly where the intent of the song is, but it's certainly a jam. I mean, it's great. It's great. So, I think that's about it. Y'all don't want to hear me ramble too much longer on this. I've been going for 36 minutes already, so I think I'll wrap it there. But Vocal, thank you very much for the double reaction request. I know you've got a couple more things coming up, and I will get to those. I have staggered with a couple of other new requesters. So we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I think we've got some Vocaloid reactions on the horizon. Also, and yes, we're officially in the bookkeeping portion of the video. If you want to make a donation request of your own, buy me a coffee. If you want to support the brand new podcast, Side Quest Sages, we are doing a guided book club format playthrough of Chrono Trigger. That's our first game, the first of many. And it's a hell of a good time. So go check that out on this very YouTube channel. Just check out Side Quest Sages. You'll see it right there. And that has a Patreon page now where you can vote on what games we're going to play next and those sorts of things. You can get access to all of our notes, which I have 30 or 40 pages of notes now for Chrono Trigger. So, if you're into that kind of stuff, the sort of game narrative stuff, love it if you check that out. Let me know too if you happen to be one of the very few elite people still watching the video at this point. Let me know if you would like for me to do a Patreon for this. I've been opposed to Patreon for years for various reasons, but I'm willing to set one up if that's easier, if y'all like that platform better. It just mirror what's available on the Buy Me a Coffee. But if you're interested in that, let me know. All that being said, y'all, thanks so much for being here. And remember, the right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. So go into the forest at the place that seems darkest to you and go change the world. Thank you very much.